Okay, so this is like the basic photography training by Venkat Raman, and here we are to learn about basic photography. So we're gonna start with our body of the camera, right? So before that, just tell me about yourself, your name, and how you want this photography to be like. What kind of a photography you like in terms of I know that you don't have a camera. I know that you have clicked all your pictures in your mobile, right? So I just want to know about certain things, like for example, I want to know about which photography. So if you have your camera, there are specific things around you. Like you have nature, you have people, you have good-looking girls, you have good-looking guys, you have a bird standing right there waiting for you to click picture, and then this nightlife happening there. So which one would you choose from all these things?
I choose nature and nightlife.
Nature and nightlife. Okay. So what is so attractive about them?
I like natures. I admire natures. So
Okay.
that's the main thing. And nightlife, when you take nightlife, maybe it looks common when you see in the normally.
Okay.
When we take in the pictures, it looks very different and it's look very pretty, very.
Okay.
So that's why I like it.
Okay. That sounds good. Okay. So this training is all about real time in the sense like I'll be showing you how to do it, and then you will be just following my lead. So what you have in your camera is a body and a lens on it. Okay, so this is pretty much DSLR. There are different types of cameras available. Okay, so you have this something called the point and shoot camera, or the digital cameras. Now the digital cameras are something like basic cameras. It comes with a body with a lens attached to it, and you cannot remove it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's basically digital camera. Digital camera nowadays has evolved a lot, that it just removed the need of having a actual camera itself, like DSLRs or something like that, because digital camera gets you the actual zoom, whichever you need for it, and the aperture is also there, the fixed aperture, everything is there on digital camera. But the problem is like the price factor is too high because it's all there. Okay, but when you go for a smaller digital camera, it has like certain zoom length, okay, to it, and certain stuff associated to it. All right, so that's the first level of camera, entry level camera, you can say. After digital cameras, right, you have the actual DSLR cameras. Okay, DSLR camera comes with every camera comes with a sensor. The sensor will be inside this box right over here. Okay, the sensor is what takes the picture. It reads the light and it analyzes to a picture. Okay, so sensor size is what matters everywhere in any camera. Okay, so there are multiple size in the sensors. Okay, so if you open it, you see this mirror. When I open the mirror, right, you will have the sensor. So for example, so when you open it, there will be a shutter inside that, and inside the shutter you will have the actual sensor. Okay, so that's actually the camera works, but we'll talk about it later. But when you go for a point and shoot camera, right, so it's going to have a smaller sensor. Okay, but when you go for this DSLR camera, it has this DX or crop sensor. Okay, which will be like much bigger than this one. So I will send you a picture, because we're going to have a lot of pictures to be where I will show you the different types of sensors available. Okay, and I will show you how each sensor captures the picture, in what angle and what size the picture will be. Okay, so now this is the FX camera, which is like it has the maximum length supported for any sensor. Okay, it is the biggest sensor available in the market, and that has this. There's a DX camera which has the crop frame sensor. Okay, you can see the DX or FX over here. Sometimes it's mentioned here, but then here you can see that 5300, 5400. So basically those kind of camera doesn't have it till 7200. All are DX frame. And after the 7200, you have this D800, 810, D750. So these are like FX cameras. It has like full frame sensor which can capture a lot of data. In the detail, we'll talk about sensors later. But then I want you to understand this is a body. Body is something which doesn't have a lens attached to it. That is the only difference between, it's a major difference between point and shoot camera and DSLR. red dot is blinking.
Yeah.
It's shaking. So anyways, so this is the camera. You have the body over here, but what you have to understand is holding the body first of all. So you have given a nice place to hold the body. Okay, this is over here. So your three fingers should come on bottom, and your primary finger or the pointing finger should be on top of it to click the picture. So it should be always ready. Rest of the three fingers are going to support your body to stay on your palm. So it's going to stay on your palm, right? So you can see that over here. I'm putting the palm on up right here, hold it. But you don't have that start for you. So you have this one, right? So you can hold it like this as well. So normally I hold it like this. Sometimes I hold it like this, depends on my mood. But if you hold it anyway, any angle, it's all good for you, right? It's all good. There's no definition that you should hold it this way or this way. It's all fine. Because I have a huge hand. That's why I'm just holding it like this. Okay, because if I hold it like this, I cannot reach my finger. But it's again your comfortability. Okay, but in terms of that camera, right, how I used to hold it is I hold it like this. Okay, because it is a smaller camera. You see that? Smaller camera. But this one is a bigger one. Yeah, just try to hold this one. Yeah. So if you try to hold it this way, right, it's not possible. Right. So then you have to hold it this way. Your thumb has to come over here. So it depends on the camera make and model and the size and heaviness of it. The more you're gonna hold it. Okay. So here it is very less, so it is quite compactable, right? But that is without lens itself is heavy, right? So you need to put your whole hand towards it and protect it from falling down. So basically, holding means that the style of it, you give some style to your camera. You give some kind of respect to your camera, you can say, while holding it. Okay, and there are certain ways you cannot hold the camera like this. Okay, you cannot hold it like this. It looks pretty lame. Hold it like this. Okay, so you always hold it like this. Either if you're not able to hold it like this, hold it like this from the bottom. Okay, so even though the lens is there, it will not affect your holding. But if you hold it like this, right, lens will be affected. So you can hold it by this from the bottom. Okay, and the actual way of holding is this way. Okay, so whenever it's possible, just try to hold it this way. Okay, that's the first thing. That's the first learning today. Okay, holding the camera. Okay, so the second learning of today is that what is the important factor about this camera to run? Battery, exactly. Without the power, I don't think the camera would able to run. So each camera model has its own advantage and disadvantages of the size of the battery. The size of the battery also determines the power it can hold. So you can see that this is 1900 milliamp battery. So it can hold that much of power in 1900 milliamp. Now if you ask me, how do I calculate this? Right? You just have to go to Google and type how long this D800 with 9900 milliamps will come. So from my experience, it runs for about 3 to 4 hours continuous usage. Okay, if you use continuously, this battery will run out in 3 to 4 hours. Okay, so but if you want the actual numbers, you have to go to Google. But then sometimes it's not right. Sometimes it doesn't work that way, right? And then you can see that it is a 7 volt and 14 watts. So basically, this is the charging capability. So if you're using the default charger, you don't have to worry about this, because the default charger will charge your battery in this recommendation. All right. But if you download, if you buy an additional charger elsewhere from a different company than Nikon, then you might have to worry about these two figures. And this is obviously the version of the battery which you need to Google for, ENEL 15. Right, ENEL 15 will change for everything. So if you just remove that battery, you get to know. So for removing this battery, you have to go over here, because I have attached a camera grip. This is called camera grip to hold the camera. Just talk about this later. So can you find the appropriate size over here? The size of this will be written over here. 1230. So it is like some roughly about 20% lesser than this one, and it's also pretty lighter. Now this is heavier. You see, See, this is heavier. So heavier means huger amount of battery, huger amount of magnet inside to hold the power, but that is a lesser amount of magnet inside to hold the power. Now batteries are used for two things. One is for holding the power, okay, and it is also used for charging as well. Okay, so you have to understand that if you use a slow charger, right, it's going to charge very late, and then your battery is going to lose the power very soon. Okay, so you should have genuine Nikon charger. Yeah, so genuine Nikon charger basically has a lot of information about charging, and they have appropriate power for charging. So that is quite something. Yeah, so that is one thing. I think it's about the battery. So just put it back inside. Without which then I can. Okay. One more thing is without the battery, the FX camera can not even turn on. You see that how black it is? Yeah. So when I put back the battery in there, right, the battery has to go right slot. So how do you identify whether it is a right slot? If you look at it, right, you have that pins, and pins is perfect. So just put it accordingly and close it perfectly. Yeah. You hear that noise? That means it's locked. Turn it. Pull it down. Yeah. Perfect. That's over. Okay, so now we can see that it is not dark now. There is a letter over here called E. E means empty or error. So either E appears for empty or E appears for error. Okay, so it is because the slot here, the memory card slot is missing. That's the reason why it says like that. So now we're going to talk about memory card.